Round 5 of Arrows. Puzzle Escape. As promised, this time it's April 2025 with our young cousins, Mike and Jimmy.
As Oscar stated, this time, Oscar, I, and our young cousins, Mike and Jimmy, will complete the entire month of April 2025. And as always, no skips, not even one, all 30 days, yes, all of them. Oh, and welcome.
This isn't the first time Mike and Jimmy have joined us in this series. Yes, but in our investigation and exploration into many cool and interesting cat toys, which your cat might enjoy. If that sounds interesting, the video will be linked in the description and on the end screen. So give it a look if you want. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Hi, let's get started.
A little premature, but anyway, now with all that said, I'm Whiskers.
I'm Mike. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Oscar, and
Let's get started.
Before we start this month, we wanted to show you the new collection page that was added in a previous update.
It happened at some point during our last recording with Peanut. I can't remember when, but we forgot to show it last time. So here it is.
Cool. You've done a lot, you two.
We did have some help, but thank you nonetheless.
Thank you, Mike and Jimmy. Now see that April 2025 spot?
Yes. Yeah.
By the end of today, that one will be gold too, and you two will have a part in that. Isn't that cool?
We will, won't we? We will have a part that is cool. It is. Now let's begin.
We should. We have a long day ahead of us.
Oh, a nightmare level? I know you hate these cousin Oscar. I don't like them also. They looked hard in your other video. I don't like them too.
I'm actually glad we begun with one of these, because how are we going to handle these this episode? Normally, we take turns, one after another, but since Mike and Jimmy are quite young.
We're not that young. Mom told me I'm a big boy, and Dad called me a young man. Don't say young. We're not young. Okay, Dad called me a man.
Relax, you two. I didn't mean to offend you. I was just thinking you wouldn't want to tackle those nightmare levels I was going to suggest. Oscar and I complete the nightmare and super hard levels. We can argue about that later. While you Mike and Jimmy have the hard ones, but if you'd like to try.
Hold up, I didn't agree to this. I'm not doing.
We can do it, can't we, Jimmy? Yeah.
I'd like to see this.
Who first? You or me? You. Okay.
Sounds like me and you, Whiskers.
Yeah, it does. Funny that.
Oh, that was harder than I thought. Let me try. Oh!
Why don't you just let us adults handle this and use something a little more easier?
All right.
Now, out of us two.
You.
Sure, this has gone on long enough. Let's move on to the next level.
These adults are no different than us kids. I'm Mike? Yeah, no different.
Now next level. Right, are we going to follow the system I proposed, or should use the usual one?
Since we both struggled and failed to complete the nightmare level, sure. Yes, I think we should.
Glad that's all sorted.
Who should have this, me or you? You! Okay.
These kids are no different than us adults. Oscar.
Yeah, no different. But anyway, have you two played this game before? Your struggles with the previous one. Say you haven't. But it's possible that means nothing?
Yes, sort of, kind of. Not a lot. Not the stuff we're doing now, but some of the things you did the first time.
So the main game, yes. The challenges, no.
Right. Yes.
Is that because you found the levels in the main game too hard? So didn't bother with these challenges?
I wouldn't say I found them too hard to try the others. I just felt they were the difficulty I wanted to stay with.
Fair enough. But how far through the main levels did you to get through? Peanut completed up to level 40? I suspect you did get past that.
No, nowhere near the level. We stopped at level 10.
Why? What about that level scared you off?
It was super hard, like an actual labeled super hard level. The labeled hard levels, we struggled with them. so we didn't even try one of those.
Maybe you should give level 10 a try. Mike doesn't seem to be struggling with this one too bad. I don't know about you, Jimmy, but I'm sure if Mike can do it, you can too.
Yeah, we should. This wasn't too bad.
Maybe. I'm not sure. If the hard level I do is all right, maybe.
Good job, Mike. Nicely done. And speaking of which, next level.
So is Mike and Jimmy only completing the hard levels, and us to the super hard and nightmare ones?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course, we agreed on that in level 1. Weren't you listening?
Yes, just making sure. Now whose turn is it?
You can't be serious. We're only 3 levels in, and you've lost track. It's yours. I had the first, a nightmare. Mike had the second, a hard, and now the third, a super hard, is yours.
Okay, I'll start.
I want to know Whiskers and Oscar.
Yes.
What is it, Jimmy?
How do you find this game? Hard, easy, or somewhere in between?
I know Oscar hates the nightmare levels.
You're definitely not wrong about that. We've had more than enough trouble about that. That's for sure.
Yeah. I may be a little dramatic about them, but they're not fun. But to answer your question, Jimmy, I really enjoy this game. As you saw before, Whiskers and I have completed more of the base game since our last video.
How did we show this, Oscar?
Because during our showcase of the new collection page, it said on the Level Legend Achievement in the Award tab that we'd reached level 25.
Yeah, of course, I wasn't paying attention. But yes, as Oscar said, we have continued to explore what the main levels have to offer. It's been great.
Yes, and our previous conversation with Peanut helped a lot too.
We should try this game again. Whiskers and Oscar make it sound fun. We didn't give it a chance.
We should even try the nightmare and super hard levels too. They're hard, very hard. But I think if we complete them, it'll be very satisfying. Very satisfying.
It would, wouldn't it? After this, let's do it.
All the best, you two. Now the daily challenge levels. I find them okay. The hard ones are easy at this point. The super hard ones are fine, I guess. And the nightmare ones. Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about them by now.
For me, the hard are nothing at this point. They're basically on the level of the non-labeled ones. The super hards are also nothing really now. I wouldn't say they're super easy, but not the biggest challenge. And of course the nightmare levels, they're tough, but nothing crazy. But certainly the toughest of the 3, understandably.
They're all challenging for us.
Yeah, only the hard is passable for us. The other 2 are impossible, sadly.
Don't worry. Just practice them and eventually you'll improve. The more levels I've done, the better I've gotten. You'll see similar results. Just keep trying. You'll feel stronger in your abilities after finishing your next level. You said before you'd try them again. Do so and have fun.
Absolutely. Now on the topic, next level.
Whiskers' turn.
Yes, it is. I see Mike's paying better attention than you, Oscar.
Yeah. Get on with it. Right. What have you two been up to since we last spoke?
Just the usual.
Yeah, just the usual.
What is the usual, if I may ask?
School, various hobbies, chores, unfortunately, things like that.
Yeah, just the regular things kids our age get up to.
Nothing surprising there. What are these hobbies you're talking about, Mike? You didn't expand on them, if you wouldn't mind.
We enjoy watching videos online, including yours. But I know Oscar will ask about that later. So we'll talk about that later.
We know about his questionnaire. We've seen the videos with Torty and Peanut.
Yeah, we will. You definitely watch the series. You know how this goes.
We also enjoy the odd video game as well.
Yeah, we like to play more, but school gets in the way.
Yeah.
Well, that's just life, isn't it? School's important. Make sure to prioritize your studies. Video games are fun and cool, but it's unlikely they'll help you in the future. Remember that.
Yes,
Cousin Whiskers. I already know this. Mike sometimes forgets.
I do not. I sometimes forget when I'm tired, but that's not often.
I understand, Mike. Try not to forget too often, okay?
I'll try.
Good. We've discussed internet videos and video games. Anything else?
I don't mind a good book. Mike isn't much of a reader. It's one of the few interests we don't share.
I like things with sounds and pictures. Books have too many words.
Oscar and I are similar. Oscar's not particularly fond of literature. He prefers things to be more visual.
Yes, I find books hard to focus on. Reading isn't my strong suit.
Same. Speaking of which, me and Jimmy like listening to music too.
I don't know how that relates, but yes, we're quite fond of the manifold mallards, friends of yours.
Nice.
Well, we haven't actually met anyone from the group except Crocodile and their former manager Peanut, but yes, I'd say we are friends with them, yes.
Have you ever actually ever? Oh, well, it can wait. Next level.
Finish what you were saying first, then we'll continue.
No, it can wait. It'll become relevant later. I'll wait. Next level. Next question. Is there anyone you've met through this little project of ours that you keep in touch with outside the videos?
We're doing this again, I see.
Yes, we are. Is that a problem?
No, not at all.
Now the question again. Is there anyone you've met through this little project of ours that you keep in touch with outside the videos?
Yes, quite a lot actually.
For to be exact, Captain Boots, Professor Oyo's Sultones, and Tabby, and Frisky.
That is a lot actually. Peanut only mentioned 2. 3 of you count Crocodile. But since they knew each other before joining us, I guess he's excluded.
I guess your reasons for Boots and Oyo Saltones are very similar to Peanut's. Boots for his tales at sea, and Oyo Saltones to teach you a little Spanish.
Yeah, basically.
Boots' stories are cool. He was a real adventurer. I'd love to be like him one day.
He's like a pirate from my storybooks, except not mean like them.
Weird comparison. But sure, I'm glad you enjoy his stories. We'll definitely ask to hear some of his stories when he comes on the show.
Yes, we certainly will. We've never asked him any details about his time at sea with the MS Oceanic Freightmaster, but we certainly will at a later date. I've heard they're quite interesting.
And like Whiskers alluded to before, you've also developed a relationship with Professor Oyo's Saltones, which includes him teaching you some Spanish. Is that right?
Right, you are, Oscar.
Yes, we've learned a lot from him too. It's been cool.
That's nice. I'm glad to hear it, but unfortunately we'll have to hear about it next level. As you were saying, Mike and Jimmy, you were about to discuss your Spanish lessons with Professor Oyo Saltones.
That's right. As I was saying, we've learned a lot from the professor. Mostly very basic stuff. Nothing too advanced at the moment. We have only been learning for a few months, for a few days a week.
And because we're kind of young too.
Well, yeah, there's that too. It's a little hard for us.
Really? I thought learning languages was easy for children. Is that right, Whiskers? You should know.
Easy or no? Easier, yes. Yet in saying such, it may be easy for very young children, much younger than both Mike and Jimmy are.
How young?
Very, very young, like under 5 young, preschool, and toddler young.
Oh, that young? I guess it's because your brain is developing at an incredible rate, since you're now more independent. Independent in the sense where your parents don't have to do everything for you, but not independent enough where you can fully care for yourself. So it's easy to, in a matter of speaking, understand and learn things.
Yes, something like that. But in simple terms, very young children learn languages very easily because they learn in an unconscious way, which, as Oscar said, because it's an important part of being human, and a cat, if I may add.
Yes, very important for both cats and humans.
Sorry, Mike and Jimmy, for getting sidetracked like that. Oscar, and I just got caught up in conversation and completely forgot about you. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. We'll have to continue next level. Sorry.
No worries. It sounded interesting. I didn't understand any of it, but I think the adults will. Next level.
It's all right, Oscar and Whiskers. Next level.
Right, as you were about to say. Again, you were discussing your studies with Professor Oyo Saltones.
And this time we'll try not to get distracted. Hopefully.
Just to wrap up my point from before, Mike and Jimmy are at an age where learning new languages starts to become a little harder. Being 12 means they're only just in this range, which is unfortunate, since that means they'll potentially have to learn the way an adult does.
What does that mean? Are we gonna have to study for longer?
Is that true? I hope not.
Yes, it's possible it will take longer. This is because at this age people, and cats possibly, develop more of a conscious memory, which means you become more intellectually aware of what you're learning, rather than just picking things up without really knowing it. But what's really important is whether or not you're enjoying your studies. If that's the case, it doesn't matter how long it takes, does it?
Yeah, you're right. If we're having fun, it doesn't matter. Jimmy.
Yeah, but I would like to know, how long will it take?
Right, with you studying at a casual rate, and if you're learning like an adult, it should take you about 4 to 6 months for the basics. About 2 years at the most for more advanced stuff. And at least 3 years to master the language.
We've been learning for 3 months, and I feel I've got the basics.
Same, and only 3 more to complete our full basic training. Cool.
Good, glad you're happy. Plus, Spanish is a great language to learn. It's very useful if you want to travel. Since it's the second most spoken language on Earth, That's part of the reason why I decided to learn it in the first place. Very useful.
Is it? Isn't Mandarin Chinese and Hindi higher?
Not in the context I was thinking. I was taking about in terms of amount of countries that speak it. Mandarin Chinese and Hindi are only predominantly spoken in one country each, China and India, while Spanish is spoken in Spain and most of Latin America. Although in general I've read Spanish is second regardless, so I'm right either way.
Oh, okay. Fair point. But anyway, that's enough on that. Good luck with your studies, Mike and Jimmy.
Absolutely. Now would like to showcase your skill and lead us into level 8 in Spanish?
Thanks!
Thank you, Whiskers and Oscar. Now let's show them.
Okay, eso es todo por ahora.
Pasamos a la siguiente section.
Siguiente
nivel.
You also mentioned you've developed a close relationship with my good friend Frisky. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's like our one with Captain Boots. He tells us fun stories. It's cool.
Yeah, fun stories just like the captain.
Really? What kind of stories would Frisky have? He's never shown me any indication he's got anything interesting to tell, has he?
He has. Remember his day in the life video? He had that crazy story about him and the neighbor's dog. That wasn't exciting, no?
Yes, it wasn't too bad. He's certainly a very good storyteller. I'm not gonna lie, it did keep me at the edge of my seat, but the story itself wasn't anything special. He just hopped over his neighbor's fence and got chased by their dog. Many cats experience that at some point during their lives. It's nothing special.
Yes, but that's why he's so great. He can make anything interesting.
You said it yourself, Cousin Whiskers. He's certainly a very good storyteller. Frisky can make even the most ordinary thing into a crazy, fascinating, and wild story. Something most can't do.
Mike and Jimmy aren't wrong. Are they, Whiskers? They've used your own argument against you, whether intentional or not. They've certainly left you with your tail between your legs, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, haven't they? Fair enough. I submit, I was wrong. Now, any interesting stories Frisky's told you that you wish to share?
He's told quite a few, hasn't he, Jimmy?
Yes, let me think.
Oh, these cliffhangers again. We had these during our video with Peanut. And always right before something interesting is said. It's really annoying.
We'll just hear it next level. Speaking of which.
Next level.
Right, time to hear some of Frisky's apparently interesting stories. Let's see how good these really are.
All right.
One I remember fondly is the one when Frisky crossed the road. It was a very busy road, and he described all the interesting vehicles and people and animals he saw while waiting, crossing. And on the other side.
Yes, that's a good one.
That actually sounds interesting. Sounds like a comedy.
Could be, but anything else?
Another one is when Frisky was waiting for his owner to give him his dinner, but they kept getting distracted over and over again. And Frisky was getting annoyed over and over again because he was hungry.
Haha, that one was awesome.
Sounds it. I want to hear it myself.
Yeah, sounds fun, but nothing special. Anything else?
If those weren't impressive, I saved the best for last.
Oh, I know. This one's the best.
You're setting this up as something very special. Okay, let's hear it.
Should be. You built up Frisky's stories as something incredibly special. Nothing I've heard today has convinced me thus far. Let's hear this.
Frisky had an appointment with the vet for reasons he didn't state.
He said that detail wasn't important, and it was inappropriate for felines our age. I don't know why. Maybe you to know.
Yes, I know what he's... I'll tell you when you're older.
Ask us in about 10 years' time, and I'll explain.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but anyway. Frisky went to his vet appointment, yet he caused quite a bit of trouble beforehand. He tried hiding from his owner when they tried getting him into his cage, and caused some trouble. When they put him in there and on the car trip too.
Things didn't stop at the vet. The waiting room, problems. In the vet's office, problems. When the vet and their assistants were getting Frisky ready for, what was the word he used?
Procedure.
Yeah, that's it, procedure. When the vet and their assistants were getting Frisky ready for his procedure, whatever it was, he wouldn't say problems after his thing, not problems. He was calm, very calm.
There were no more problems or trouble or anything of the sort. Just calmness. It was a little weird, but at least there was a happy ending.
Depends who you ask. But yeah, you were light on the details. But yeah, if Frisky told it, it sounds like a wild tale.
Okay, I'll admit the story of Frisky's visit to the vet, from how you told it, sounds like a lot of fun, full of comedy, drama, and action. So yes, as you claimed, Frisky does have some interesting stories rattling around in his brain.
That was a fun chat. We heard some fun stories and convinced Whiskers that Frisky is a talented storyteller. Next level.
Yes, next level.
Yes, next level.
And finally, you also said you and Professor Tabby have developed a closeness beyond our little project here.
Yes, he's helped us a lot with our schoolwork and things like that.
He's very smart.
That's nice of him. He seems very busy. So to help in that way is good of him.
It is, but the professor is a nice feline, so I'm not surprised at all. And like Mike said, Professor Tabby has an incredible and varied range of knowledge, so he's definitely someone who you'd want as a tutor. I've certainly learned quite a bit from him myself.
Same. He's one educated feline. You mentioned Jimmy, that Professor Tabby has helped you with your studies. What subjects are we talking about? English, math, science. What?
All except sport and Spanish. That one is Professor Oyo's Saltones.
I didn't take the professor as the athletic type. No surprises there. And of course, you already have an expert in Oyo Saltones, so Tabby isn't needed.
I'm surprised Professor Tabby hasn't studied anything about the sporting world. I thought he knew something about everything.
I don't know if you remember what sports education was like at their age, Oscar. But unless things have changed since we were young, which is possible, it's been a long time since we were 12, but from what I remember, it was mostly, if not entirely, focused on the physical, not the mental. I only remember playing a myriad of different sports throughout the year, nothing relating to theory.
Yeah, now you mention it. I don't recall much bookwork during sports class. Most of it was just playing various different sports. Yeah, I guess Tabby's expertise wouldn't be useful. No. But there must be some stage where theory is important?
Yes, that's if you continue down this subject into college, and a tad bit during high school. That's where I'd say theory is studied in depth.
Whiskers is right. We don't do a lot of bookwork during class. It's mostly just playing.
No homework either, which I like.
So okay, Professor Tabby can't help even if he wanted because there's nothing to help with. Got it.
If he has any sport knowledge to share, we'd love to hear it.
We should ask him. That'd be fun and cool.
We should ask him ourselves, Whiskers. Sounds interesting.
Sure, why not? Could be fun.
Well, all done. Before we continue on to level 11, on the topic of Mike and Jimmy's Spanish studies, I was wondering, could Professor Tabby actually help you if required? How much, if any, Spanish does he know?
Probably quite a bit. He certainly is one smart kitty.
I noticed you never mentioned Crocodile. Haven't you ever met him?
No! Why?
Why?
Since you mentioned before you're a fan of the manifold mallards and Whiskers, and I know their front bird Crocodile, we could.
Cool.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, we'll ask him. I think Crocodile would enjoy that. And by the sounds of it, I think Mike and Jimmy will do too. Nice suggestion, Oscar.
Yes, I thought you'd like it. Anyway, that's more than enough on question 1. Well, actually, it was question 2. I messed up the order. But never mind. On to question 2, which should have been 1. What's your favorite video we've made?
Favorite video? That's hard. Very hard.
Favorite video? That is hard.
You don't have to just choose one. You can say as many as you'd like. Just not all. But you do. Thank you.
Don't say all. Don't inflate Oscar's ego anymore. It's already full enough from Peanuts and Torty's answers.
I'm just asking for feedback. That's all. It's important to know which ones our friends liked and didn't like, so we can improve for future videos.
Sure, whatever.
Our one, obviously. But apart from that, I'd say the toilet training one, it's really funny.
I know everyone has said it, but Mike is right. That's your best.
It is a good one, isn't it? It's definitely one of my favorites to film. I can see why people, felines, and birds like it. Humans like seeing cats do human things, most cats want to do human things, and I guess birds find the whole concept weird and interesting.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right?
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Now any other videos take your fancy?
Another I enjoy is Cat Town.
Oh yes, Shing's Cat Town. I remember that. A very interesting and impressive creation, if I'm correct.
I remember it being so insane that people didn't even believe it was real, which is quite the compliment. No one's ever said that about us, or our content.
Not that I've heard of, no.
No.
Nope.
Well, any further discussion will have to wait. Next level. Right. Anything else about Shing's Cat Town to discuss? Or are there any other videos you have to mention? Or should we move on to question 3 of Oscar's questionnaire?
I think we're good. It's an amazing and impressive creation. I don't want to spoil anything. People and animals should see it for themselves.
Yes, it's something you should go in blind and experience it for yourself spoiler-free. We've said more than enough to hopefully pique everyone's interest.
Go check it out after this.
Yes, they should. Our reaction or the original will do. His whole project is definitely worth investigating. Now again, any other videos you like?
Not a video itself, but Professor Tabby's newest series, Blanks of the World with Professor Tabby.
Yes, it's one of my absolute favorites.
It is good, isn't it? He has unfortunately seemingly abandoned his other series, Tidbits with Professor Tabby. I'll have to ask him about this next time we talk. I want to know why it stopped.
Same, but that can wait. Which is your favorite episode of Blank so far?
Cats of the World.
National animals of the world.
Oh, a disagreement. Why?
I like the one about cats because that's what we are.
Fair enough.
Can't argue with that.
I like the episode about national animals because I enjoy learning about other cultures. It's weird how so many have the lion. I like it's a cat, but it's weird.
Humans have seen lions as symbols of power, strength, victory, and all good stuff like that for many, many centuries. That's why.
Oh, makes sense. Nice to know. Thanks.
No problem, Jimmy. Could be useful information to know in future.
We'll have to continue or move on to question 3. Next level. Anything else to add or should we move on?
No, we go on forever. We enjoy everything you two and friends have made. It's all fun and cool.
No, nothing in particular. Of course, there's Frisky's Day in the Life video, but we've already discussed that in a sense. And I think we all know why we're a fan of that, so there's no reason to explain further. Let's move on.
Yeah, good point. You enjoyed that video because you enjoy Frisky's stories. Alright, now next question. Are there any topics we haven't covered that you'd think the viewers and us would find interest?
Oh, there are so many. It's hard to pick one.
Take your time. We have a lot of levels to complete.
Yeah, we're only up to level 13. Plenty of time.
Something I'd like to see are episodes about cats' involvement in film, TV, music, and sport, topics Dr. Torty mentioned.
Yes, also the one about cats in outer space, she said too.
Yes!
We shouldn't we?
The fact 3 of our friends, Dr. Torty, and now Mike and Jimmy have suggested it, tells me it's something to consider. Definitely. Anything else?
Another thing I've just thought of, I don't know if anyone said it before, but I to see an episode about times cats have made history.
Yeah, I want to know how cats have impacted history.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? It's like what you suggested before. But who began it? Yeah, I like that.
Yes, sounds interesting. We'll look into that at some point. Nice idea. Thank you. Anything else you've thought of?
Just a series on random fun facts about cats, and possibly other animals and things too.
Like Professor Tabby's Blanks of the World, but with facts.
Interesting. I like that a lot.
Yes, something to think about. There's many ways we could do it. It could be a series of short daily videos, with one fact each episode, and a different host for each video.
It's a cool suggestion. We'll have to discuss it at length at a later date. Not now. But thank you, Jimmy, for the idea. We'll see what we can do with it. Thank you.
No problem. I'm interested to see what you two come up with. I can't wait.
Same.
Anything else? Oh, we'll have wait for next level.
I think we're done. I'm out of ideas.
Same.
Oh, well then, we'll move on to the final question next level instead. Final question. What are your goals, if any, for this year?
I'm interested to know what you two want to achieve this year. Let's hear this. Maybe we can help.
This is just like what the teachers ask us at the beginning of each school year.
Yes, all very familiar. They want us to write down our goals for the year and refer back to it so we don't forget. Let's think.
What did I write down on that sheet? I haven't looked at it for a while.
One thing, a recent one, that I want to complete is this massive school project Mike and I are working on.
It's hard and we're struggling.
What's it about? And hasn't Professor Tabby or any of our friends or anyone been able to help you?
Surely someone can help you. It can't be that hard.
It's not that the project itself is hard. It's that. Let me explain. Our history teacher wants us to pair up.
Obviously, Jimmy and I chose to work together.
Naturally.
Well, yeah. As you were saying, Jimmy, before Mike rudely interrupted you.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy.
Oh, right, Mike, no problem. As I was saying, Our history teacher wants us to pair up and make a big picture and information board thing about one part of our history.
Sorry for interrupting, Jimmy, but when you say our history, are you talking about cats? Cats' history?
Yes, from the beginning of our species to now.
That doesn't sound too hard. I'm sure one of our friends could help you. I'm very sure Professor Tabby knows a lot about our history.
That's not the problem.
I know what it is. I know what your problem is. It's the burden of choice, isn't it? You can't decide what to do. There are too many topics to choose from, aren't there?
Yes.
Yes, that's the problem. Once we've chosen a topic, we should be good.
How long do you have for this project? I hope this problem of yours isn't.
Don't worry, Cousin Oscar. We have a couple of months to complete it, 2 to be exact, and we only got it a few days ago.
3 to be exact. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Yes, that's good. Now I think about it, everyone will spend a few days pondering and brainstorming ideas.
Yeah, we were worrying for nothing.
Yeah, but they probably have already decided while we're still stuck.
Well, that's where we come in.
That's where we come in. Next level. Speaking of which,
Time to help Mike and Jimmy decide on a topic for their project.
hopefully we don't have to spend the whole level on this, but enough on that. Any ideas, Oscar?
I know why they're struggling. It's hard.
Same. I kind of underestimated their predicament. It is hard.
That's what we found. We discussed a couple of ideas, but they...
Seemed a little too boring.
Let me guess. Ancient Egypt, black cats, things like that. Things everyone knows about us cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, basic stuff like that.
There must be interesting things about those topics. Sure, there's the superstitions and worship that everyone's familiar with. But there's got to be something.
Yes, there are many other cultures with a deep history involving cats. Mesopotamia, Persia, ancient Greece and Rome, and the nations of Russia, China, and Japan, as well as in modern culture too. I'll send you an article I found about this if you'd like, Mike and Jimmy. It could help you.
Okay, thanks.
We'll give it a look. Thank you.
You're welcome. On the topic of black cats, you should speak with Professor Oyo Saltones about it, and watch our video about black cats too. That might help as well.
We never thought of asking Oyos about it. I have no idea why. We should have, but now we will.
Yes, we will. Thank you again for the ideas. I think we've now got some actually interesting ideas. Thanks.
No problem.
Before we close this part, another idea I had is you could investigate further into that stuff about lions and humans Whiskers told you before. I'm not sure it counts, but if it does, it could be something to think about.
We'll have to ask our teacher about that. Lions are cats, but I think only cats like us count. We'll have to see.
We'll ask him next class.
Good.
Glad that's all sorted. Next level.
Now we've sorted that. Hopefully, what other goals have you set for this year?
Think back to that sheet of yours if you need to.
Another thing I want to achieve this year is I want to advance as much as possible in my Spanish studies.
Same. I know we won't master the Spanish language in that time, but we could possibly get about halfway through some of the more advanced stuff.
If we try really, really hard.
Yeah, your time frame is possible based on what I stated before. In a year you could achieve that level of ability, yes?
Yes, that sounds like a lot of work. So all the best. Hope everything goes well. Also, why did you decide to learn Spanish anyway? Was there any particular reason, or was it because the opportunity presented itself? I don't think you've ever said.
Part of it was because, as Oscar said, the opportunity presented itself. You two introduced us to Oyo Saltones, and we thought, why not? Sounds fun.
Yeah, and also because our parents thought it would be good. They thought it might be useful for us in the future, since when we're older, we might travel, and as Cousin Whisker said, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world, by number of countries and seemingly in general too.
That's cool, so your reasons are very similar to mine. It sounded fun and could be a useful tool in future. Nice, I like that. Also, learning a new language is good for your brain too. Just like learning an instrument or any other skill, it boosts brain power, enhances memory, better concentration, all good things like that.
Have you noticed any benefits after beginning your Spanish lessons?
Yes.
Yes, I've felt improvement in those areas. Yes.
Good, and good luck with your studies. Next level. Apart from your school project troubles and advancing in your Spanish studies, any other goals for the year?
Yes, but it's a little awkward.
We're not discussing that here. Absolutely not. No way.
No, it's nothing to do with that. Not at all. Don't worry, it's something completely different.
I'm kind of nervous to even say it.
Are you sure you want to discuss this on camera? We could chat about it later, if you want.
No, I feel it's important. You'll understand once we've finished.
Yeah.
Oh, well, go on when you're ready.
See, for a few weeks now at school, we've been bullied.
Yeah, bye. Nasty little cat.
Don't say his name, Mike.
Yeah, don't say his name publicly. He's not a public figure like us. That's wrong.
Oh, yeah, whoops. I didn't think. Got a little carried away. My bad. It won't happen again.
Good. We'll have to cut that, but we'll worry about that later. Now, that doesn't sound good. Not at all.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. How bad is it? From Mike's reaction, it sounds awful.
It's not as bad as Mike makes it sound, and I'm not just saying that. He's never done anything violent to us.
If you don't count knocking our books and stuff out of our hands, or bumping into us sometimes, likely on purpose, if you don't count that, yeah, no violence.
Well, yeah, but I was meaning more in terms of he hasn't hit us or kicked us or things like that. Not what you said, Mike.
Sorry, but have you told anyone about this? Apart from us and each other, of course?
No.
No.
Why not?
They're scared, Oscar. Scared. You know, Will, I don't know. Escalating his behavior.
Oh, right. I should have thought of that. Yes, that's how they get you. Huh. Well then, how are we going to? Not now. This is important. I hate these cliffhangers.
Well, just continue. Next level. Speaking of which, next level.
Where we will try and help Mike and Jimmy with their problem. How are we going to help Mike and Jimmy? We have to come up with something.
I know you don't want to hear this, Oscar, Mike, and Jimmy. But there's nothing Oscar and I can really do. The only thing we can do is tell their parents about it. This isn't our problem, and, like I said, that's it.
That's not true.
Is it? We can't talk to their teacher, any of them, since we're not Mike and Jimmy's parents or guardian. We can't speak with the individual in question, as that, would very likely cause them even more problems. And B, that wouldn't be appropriate either, as again we are not Mike and Jimmy's parents or guardians, we aren't any of the three's teachers or work at their school. Don't get me wrong, I want to help, and I'll do what I can, but all you and I can offer is advice. It's up to Mike and Jimmy to be brave and do what they can with what we say.
You said you could tell our mom and dad too.
Yeah.
You did Whiskers right before your little speech, remember?
Yes, that's an option, but it's best that Mike and Jimmy do this all by themselves. Think about it. They're being bullied because the feline in question believes them to be weak, right?
Probably.
I hope not.
They're not weak.
I'm not saying they are. I'm saying that's what you know who thinks. It's why he targeted them in the first place. It's how and why bullies pick their targets. That is why I suggested and believe it's best Mike and Jimmy handle this themselves.
I don't like this.
Not at all.
Whiskers is right. It is best for you to handle this situation yourselves. Yet this doesn't mean we're not going to advise you on the best cause of action.
Of course, now one thing you shouldn't do, which I'm sure you haven't considered hopefully, is using any form of violence or anything of the sort to solve this. Don't stoop to his level.
Wasn't planning to.
I don't think we could even if we wanted to.
Good. But really the only solutions I can think of are what Whiskers said before. Except you do it, not us. You should speak with your parents and teachers about it.
Yes, that's best. Don't confront him yourselves. Tell your parents first. Hear what they have to say. They're good felines. They'll help you. Let them speak with your teacher. Let the adults deal with it, not you kids. By that point you will have done everything you should. Try it and see. Hopefully this will help and your problems with, will be over.
We'll try. Thank you.
We will. I'm scared to, but I will. Mom and Dad will know what's best. Thank you.
All the best, you two. Be brave and this will pass. Next level.
Absolutely. Good luck. I hope everything ends well. Next level. Anything else for this year, apart from your problems and Spanish studies?
Not really. Nothing massive.
No, just smaller things. We want to do as well as possible on all our schoolwork, like exams, other projects, homework, everything in that area. Something I want to ask is, what are your goals for the year, Whiskers and Oscar?
To complete this month and all the others too.
Yes, but jokes aside, I want to continue creating content, hopefully expanding what we do here. That would be good, but we'll have to see what happens there. I've met some incredible new friends, Peanut, Crocodile, Professor Tabby, and Oyo Saltones, Captain Boots, and Dr. Torty and Rosie, all of them. I'd like to connect with more like them, through these videos or outside. I don't mind. I'd just like to meet some unique and interesting individuals. That's something I want to achieve. And finally, similar to what I said before, I would like to continue being a good friend and brother to Oscar. We have our differences, yes, just like any relationship. But he is my brother, and we have good times together, through these videos and outside. I'm not saying we have a bad relationship, not at all, yet I want to continue what we have, and see if we can improve it in any way if possible.
Wasn't expecting that.
No!
Same, but thank you, brother, for that. Yes, I'd like to achieve that too. We have a good thing going, don't we? I'd like to continue maintaining our close relationship. Yes, definitely a goal of mine too. Also, something I want to achieve is, I don't know. They're all kind of similar to Whiskers.
Take your time, Oscar.
Something I want to achieve is that I want to stop being so scared. I'm always complaining about these nightmare levels. I've gotten better. I've barely said anything this episode, but I want to get better.
To be fair, we may have been a little harsh on you for that. The game now has an achievement for completing them, so I guess many people share your view. But if you want to go ahead, we'll support as much as we can.
Thank you. I noticed that. Kind of reassuring in a way. But thank you for the offer. Other than those two, I want to achieve what Whiskers said. I want to continue creating and improving our content to the best of our ability. I also want to meet new exciting people, felines, and animals. That would be cool.
Those are some interesting goals, cousins.
Yes, next level!
Anyone have anything else they'd like to discuss, or should we finish the 10 remaining levels as a little montage?
Yes, Montage.
I'm done! Let's do this!
Yes, let's see you in a bit. That was intense. But good job, team. Another month down.
10 levels, one after the other. Without breaks was a lot.
But fun, very fun. I enjoyed that, but I'm glad it's over. That was a lot though, but good job everyone.
Amazing job, everyone. You all did fantastic. Incredible work all round. April 2025 is done. May 2025 is next.
Well, that's it. Another month done and dusted.
Thank you, Mike and Jimmy, for joining us once again. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you, cousins, for having us again. It's always nice to chat.
Yeah, it was fun.
No problem. We always enjoy hanging out with you too. All the best.
Absolutely. As we mentioned before, Mike and Jimmy have joined us before, joining us for our look into a variety of cat toys. If that sounds interesting, give the videos a look. It will be linked in the description and end screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Also, don't forget to check out the other episodes in this series, as well as anything else we've done. Our reaction series, Whiskers and I's Adventures, are series of one-off videos. Professor Tabby's stuff, all of it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Plus, before we part, don't forget to comment your thoughts. Drop the video a like and share it with all your friends and family.
And of course, don't forget to subscribe and tap that bell, so you never miss the next episode of whatever we do.
On the topic of next episode, next time, a couple of new guests will join Oscar and myself as we complete the full month of May 2025 to new felines that our Crocodile introduced us to, that haven't appeared on any series of ours, so make sure to check in for that.
Wow, that was a lot!
Yeah, but until next time.
I'm Whiskers.
I'm Oscar.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jimmy. And
Bye.
over.